Melodie Schaffer has claimed her space as one of the world's premier sailors, already taking part in a race that's taken her all around the world. And now that's the Globe 40, and is also the first ever Canadian woman to have sailed not just in the race, but, as we mentioned, around the globe.
Yeah, we are so lucky because she joins us live now for a pit stop before heading out to her next Globe 40 race starting tomorrow. Wow. Melodie, you have been so busy, working so hard, almost like us, except we wake up at 3:30. You're going to bed.
You've got a much harder job.
Yeah. For sure. So you're setting sail once again on the Globe 40. This is a 30,000-mile double-handed race around the world. What goes through your mind as you and another crew member prepare to face 140 days at sea, sometimes completely alone with just you guys in the ocean?
There's so many emotions tied into it. There's a lot of stress before you leave shore if you're really ready for it or not, and if there's anything else you can do. But once you're out there, I'm a sailor. I love sailing, so that part's easy.
What's that like? I mean, we love our jobs too, so it doesn't necessarily feel like work, but your job is the labor intensity of, calm seas is one thing, but, you're going to enter some rough waves, some crazy situations here. What's that like? And what's the worst thing you've ever encountered and come through?
I think with time, your experience builds up and you get better at handling the different storms. And I genuinely believe in my boat. I have been knocked over so many times, and she comes up every single time. And after the first few times, you're like, all right, this is fine. We're fine on our side. Yeah. We're fine for a bit. And then you come up again and keep going.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you build your experience. That's what it all is.
Yeah. And you do have experience on your side because this is the second time you're competing in the Globe 40. So what lessons from the 2022-23 race are you bringing to the Whiskey Jack this time around?
Oh, the last race, I had never done an ongoing race like this. Yeah. So I'd done a single race, a single leg across an ocean. And I realize now how much more intense it is when you're going again and again and again, and how busy the shore time is. So it is multi-legs. You do stop at places. And in the race, they talk about, you can see this or tour here. There was none of that. It was working 14, 16-hour days the entire time. It was almost a relief to go offshore again, where you could just get back to sailing.
I suppose so. Yeah. I'm curious about the logistical side in terms of eating, supplies and things like that. Do you restock at each of the different stops that you make, or how about, because I think just a lot of people watching might be saying, how do you plan for this, 8-month voyage?
Well, I've just ordered my food now, and that will take me to Australia.
That'll take you to Australia.
So I do take fresh food, some fresh food, but I eat freeze-dried meals, and so I have to plan it out, how many days I think I'll be at sea for each leg, how many meals I need. I've just ordered 240 meals, and that will get me to Australia.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh, that's incredible. Look, you've logged over 80,000 nautical miles and, raced in all kinds of places from, the Caribbean and basically all over the world. Was there a particular race moment throughout your career, really, where you said, yeah, this is kind of what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Oh, thank you for asking. Yes, I just got into offshore in 2018. So I'd sailed before that, and I tried an offshore race, and I went back, did it again, and I literally came home and said to my family, oh my goodness, this is what I want to do. I love it, and I being challenged again. And so I started signing up for events. So I did my first ocean crossing that year. Yeah. Signed up for another race, and when COVID hit and suddenly we were all at home and couldn't do anything, in that year and a half, that's when I went and ended up buying this race boat.
Right.
And off I went.
Was your family supportive right away? Because, this has been 7 years where they must have had some trepidation and hesitation.
They've been really good.
Yeah.
So I have 3 kids. Yeah. They all just graduated as I started my last race.
Right.
So I saw one kid graduate high school, 1 university. Did the first leg, and then I went and saw my daughter graduate med school, and I'm like, they're all done and on their way, so I can go and be on my way. So amazing. The timing was perfect.
That's
okay,
incredible.
Very quickly, in terms of communication, cell phone signals when you're out there, how do you communicate with?
Oh, no, there's none of that.
There's nothing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Wow.
It'll be easier this time. Last race, it was really limited communication. It was really expensive, the data. So I could send short emails home and photos, and literally my kids gave me cards. They tucked in for the 8 months of the race to open on every leg. Aww. Open when you see dolphins, open when you need a hug from home, open after a big storm, and that's part of how I sort of kept me going, in those tricky moments.
Oh, man.
That's remarkable. And you're taking off tomorrow morning. Melodie, thank you for stopping by here this morning before you start on this venture. Hopefully we can maybe catch up with you when you're out there.
Well, now we can do that.
We can,
now I have better communication, so we'll be able to do that. Thank you.
Let's do it. I'd love to do that. I'll talk to you when you're out there. Melodie, pleasure. Good luck. Best of luck on this.
Thank you very much. This inspires a lot of women out there to give sailing a try.
I hope so, too. That's why I brought the boat back to share about it.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much for this.